Alright, so welcome back, everybody. Last session, we concluded the attack on Tribor. You put an end to this attack after a extended, grueling battle in which one of your number did fall, having sacrificed themselves to even the odds of this fight. After this, a new arrival stepped in, hoping to come in and assist you however possible. A little bit confused about how they got there to begin with, but knowing that this was the path that they were now on. After the smoke had settled, you all began to plan your next moves, gathering information from the townspeople who you had just helped save. Some of them had some pretty interesting quests for you all. You were able to gather several different things, but currently the path that you had set for yourselves would lead you to a few different places along the Evermore Way. Go ahead and look at the world map now to get a better idea at that. But you have several different quests available to you at the moment. Several different opportunities. One all the way up in Xantharl's Keep, with potentially being able to apprehend a known fugitive, who is known as the Weevil. Potentially a big payday up there. But first, setting your sights eastward. First towards Noanar's Hold to make a delivery for a set of saddles made by Othavir Nandar and delivery arranged by Narth. Also, Dorothra was able to give you guys some information that might be able to help you out quite thoroughly in the city of Everland. She gave you a token to give to one of her Harper associates in that city, saying that he would be able to help you out dramatically in your quests if you were to contact him. Furthermore, Othavir himself did let you know of a few acquaintances of his that he was not too happy to know, and would be more than happy to see some of their wealth relieved of them. You are able to get a little bit of information about the Margister family, and their potential ties to infernal beings. Othavir was able to give you some information about some treasures that the Margister family had hidden away, and you might be able to relieve them of these treasures. But all of that being said, you all still find yourselves in the town of Tribor, the town rebuilding, being no stranger to these sorts of calamities, be it orc attacks, swarms of undead, or even the occasional dragon or war that comes through here. They are no strangers to being in the condition of rebuilding their town, as is evidenced by some of the buildings that look like they've been burnt down and been rebuilt over and over again throughout the decades and centuries. So, as you all still find yourselves here in Tribor, many of the townsfolk having set to rebuilding, putting out fires, starting the process of getting things back to normal here, what would you all like to do with your time in Tribor?
I
Do
do
we
think
just
they're making a... Oh, I'm sorry.
do
Go
we
ahead.
just leave these giants in the street?
There are people working on dragging them away. People hitching horses and things to them to try and drag them away. But yeah, they're still there.
Okay.
I'm just thinking, what do they do with two fire giant corpses?
Andy could try and suplex another one.
Deadlift it.
Coyote's got to eat somehow.
Character shows, make some extra gold out of it.
Dandy would like to speak to the guy that's now in charge of the Tribal Travelers.
Okay.
Because she wants her information.
Okay.
She watched a really awkward interrogation with him.
I'm sorry, what was that, Ace? We're getting a little bit of echo.
Oh, sorry. I said she said to watch her interrogation with information info on Yasmina.
Okay, yeah. He would have gone back to the Tribor Travelers at some point, so if you'd like to speak to him, that's where he will be. So heading there for now?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't remember where.
Oh, the Tribal Travelers is right over here.
Oh no. No, you hit a button there. Okay.
One of the buildings beside where we were fighting the ogres at.
Yep.
We're tiny, tiny.
Ah, nice. So, Dandy, as you and whoever else is accompanying you over to the Tribal Travelers, as you're walking in, you would see Mr. Mr. Erlom Stockpool, kind of just tossed in a ditch nearby as you were passing by to the front door.
That's his partner clearly took a lot of care in his disposal.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. Dragged him there all by his lonesome.
Yikes. I feel like that says, like, if that's what he's going to do to that guy, he's really not going to give a crap about us.
So, as you walk into the front door, Velkin, the tall, lanky individual, seems like he could handle himself pretty well, is sitting behind the desk that you originally saw Erlem behind. He's flipping through some books, his feet are up on the desk, and he looks over to him and he's like, "Ah, welcome in, come on in. What can I help you with?"
Well, I'm
Thinking
just
about
here to-
redecorating a bit. Erlem had such terrible taste. Needs more black. Sorry, I'm getting distracted with my new position here in town.
Isn't it pretty much the same as your old position?
Well, no. Before I had to answer to that poor, unfortunate man that was slain very much by orcs. I had to answer to him, do his dirty work, go around, and now I'm the one who will get to tell people what dirty work needs done. I've already contacted my superiors, and they're going to be sending me a few people down to help me run this place.
Congratulations on your good fortune.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm here to receive payment.
Had a lot of background noise coming from somebody. Sorry, what was that?
I'm here to receive payment.
Since remind me again what it was we agreed upon.
You sent us out to find some secrets. We delivered them. And you paid my friends, but you didn't pay me. I get information on Yasmina.
Indeed. Well, I do happen to know a thing or two about the Tiger Tribe. They've come down out of the mountains recently. Yes, you guys did. We'll actually come back around to that in just a second here as well. But he says, yes, Yasmina. Many of the tribe's people are coming down. The Reghead tribes coming down into the valleys. Something seems to have them mobilizing. They're searching all over the mountains and the valleys and the hills for some sort of ancient shrines. Might have something to do with your giant problem.
So they're on the move.
You guys didn't get paid for the secrets?
I don't believe we have yet.
I thought we did.
Yeah, I think we did already.
Wasn't it?
Not. You've not gotten the money from that yet.
Okay, yeah, it was like 100. It was like 100 apiece, right?
120.
Right, you guys negotiated that up, and nobody has the gold to say that you have gotten that yet. So yeah, Erlom would. Velkin would most certainly be paying you that.
Okay. Let me adjust this then on my little sheet, so I actually reflected on my sheet then.
So are all of you at the Tribal Travelers with Dandy right now?
I will
Guess
have
so.
followed her over there.
Okay.
Just because
That being the case, he would have, as soon as you all entered in the room and he did his little initial chit chat, he would have pulled out a large lockbox and paid you each in platinum pieces, actually. So what would that be? 10 platinum, 20 platinum each?
I thought,
Mm.
yes, 20.
Mhm.
Cool.
I thought the deal was 2 100 GP gems. I remember him holding out gems. First he said get 6 from the back room.
All right. Yep. I do remember
Then
that.
we.
So would you prefer gems or platinum? Because you
Oh
could do
no,
either.
platinum.
Platinum, please. Because it should have been 200 per person, didn't it? That's what we got. That's what we went up to,
Yep.
right?
So 20 platinum. That does come out to 200 gold each.
Perfect.
So he would go on to tell you, Dandy, more about the Reghead Barbarians and the Reghead nomads coming down from the north and getting involved with the Uthgard tribes of the Desert Valley. They seem to be racing for some sort of shrines, holy places to them that have been long forgotten, but now seem to be drawing their interest again. He would say that he might know one or two locations of these shrines if maybe you guys could come to another bit of a deal. He says that up in the Valley of Kedrun, there is at least one of these shrines nearby, a place he calls Raven Rock. He also says that he might be able to come up with a bit more, maybe one or two other locations for you, if you all would be willing to perhaps sell him and his organization that wonderful item you all uncovered from the middle of the campgrounds.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
He says he'd be willing to pay handsome
How
for it.
about I make you a counter offer? You forget we have it, and I don't talk with your deceased boss outside to ask what really happened to him.
Says he was stabbed in the back by an orc.
Cool. I'm sure he'll verify it then if needed.
I'm sure he won't be able to tell you who stabbed him.
Mighty confident about that then.
I do appreciate your negotiation style, though. I was going to offer you 4,000 gold for that piece, but I see you all are shrewd negotiators and simply cannot be bought with mere money. But even if I was to say offer you 6,000 for it, that obviously wouldn't be enough.
Obviously.
Let us put it this way. That item that we uncovered, so long as it stays here, more of those giants are likely to come here. Is that what you really want?
Oh, I don't intend for it to stay here. If you were to
Oh.
sell it to me for 7,000 gold pieces, I would have it shipped away immediately to someplace safer, such as Waterdeep.
Do you want to send giants to Waterdeep?
Waterdeep
I've
is
heard
well
of this city.
prepared.
I mean, Waterdeep has probably got some really good defenses, honestly.
Yeah.
The
honestly,
best.
I was
I don't think even the giants would have a lot of trouble invading Waterdeep.
Indeed, and especially if someone were to offer you 8,000 gold pieces for that little piece of metal that you would have so much trouble carrying around with you anyways.
Heard they have-
down on the desk where his feet are kicked up.
Doesn't this Waterdeep also have giants of their own that walk about the city?
More or less tamed creatures, but yes.
Ah, I've heard of this.
Here's the question: are we trying to collect all the pieces for ourselves so we can reassemble this said weapon, or are we? I'm going to say this telepathically, actually. Are we trying to simply make sure these items don't fall in giants' hands, or are we simply trying to create this magical weapon that's long lost? That is the question that we should be thinking about.
We
Because
don't have.
technically
we
speaking,
also-
Waterdeep was actually a very safe place and wouldn't be a bad place for it to go. You guys can all respond to me telepathically as well.
I was using the chat for that. I don't believe at all. Can I do like an inside check to see if he's lying to us, or
Sure.
not?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Roll out a D.
Let me drag my.
He's
Let me
not
drag my-
actually giving you any information. When he says Waterdeep, he means somewhere else.
That's what I'm saying. Obviously he's not sent to Waterdeep at all.
So-
We shouldn't be entertaining this. We're not selling it to him.
That's why I'm talking to you guys. I'm thinking.
Brevin and Frederick would know that there is a massive Zentarum presence in Waterdeep. It's not their biggest presence.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So.
If you'd like to roll insight, you can.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. Let's do that. I'll assist them with that.
Okay. So as you two are kind of examining Velkin and taking all of his words in, you don't see any lie in the verbiage that he's used. He does intend to send the artifact to Waterdeep if you're so inclined to sell it to him. He would go on as he can kind of see, especially with Dandy's discomfort at hearing a voice in her head, he would kind of get the idea that you all are communicating to one another, and he would sit back calmly as you all do so. And he would say, "How exactly do you plan on transporting such a enormous device, after all?"
Well, you see, there are these things called horses.
Indeed. Indeed, it would take a considerably bigger wagon than the one that was flipped over in our campgrounds.
Didn't we make the pieces part of our wagon last time?
Yes, that was a rod of the Vonad. So the rod of the Vonad is a 4-foot long, 100-pound piece of adamantium. As a quick reminder, the piece that you guys have of the other piece that you have is very different. So I will describe it now.
Quick question.
I know we have a wheel that we can use.
Actual quick question. Okay,
Mhm.
so we have now 2 of them because the giant has had a second one.
Correct.
Can we not
We
melt
have
that
3.
down with 3?
We have the one that we had, the one that they wanted, and the one that they had.
So they had a rod. They had a rod of the
That was
Vonad.
wheel. Oh, they wanted the wheel. That's what they wanted in the campgrounds.
And there's
not
this one that
melt-
was buried under the
Yeah, that was the
There's-
one banned in the campground. That's what I was trying to grab. I'm just curious. Can we not melt down the second one with what's the dwarf's name again? Bowhammers?
Would you recommend that out loud, Frederick?
No, I'm asking you directly to you, like player to DM.
So
Is that an actual mechanic we could do?
you could certainly try.
Because isn't adamantine a really good material to make armor out of?
Adamantine is a valuable metal, and I do stress that you could certainly try to melt that thing down. But just as a reminder, you guys know that this is an ancient piece of a extremely powerful magical artifact. I'll leave you to do with that as you will.
All I'm thinking about horses making adamantine armor for themselves. But yeah.
I have a suggestion. Why don't we contact our employer and see what they think?
Brevin just has in his mind the image of putting this thing in a vat of molten metal and it exploding in magical force. And taking out the entire town.
Frederick, make an Arcana check, please.
Yes, sir. Okay.
At least Brevin's already half dead.
Oh, come on, why isn't that letting me do? Roll 20. Stop
Well, you know what? Let's just put it this way. Who's proficient in Arcana?
Me.
Those of you that are proficient in
not
Arcana would know that it is impossible to destroy magical items without very specific tools and magics.
Neat.
So even if you had like a spell storing ring or like a bag of holding or some of the simpler magical items, they can't be destroyed by mundane means. Like you can't melt it down and do something else with it. It doesn't work like that. It does take very specific magics to destroy magic items.
Mm.
So yeah. So as Velkin is having this conversation with you, he kind of gets the idea that you're not really interested in what he has to offer here. But he would say to you, getting the idea of what's going on here, he's a rather intuitive guy himself, but he would kind of look around and say, well, when you do contact your superiors back in Waterdeep or Neverwinter or whatever Lord's Alliance alcove that you all are operating out of, I'm sure they wouldn't be willing to offer you the 10,000 gold for it that I would, but be sure that they have a safe means of transporting it back when they do. I would hate for it to be waylaid on the road or lost in Waterdeep, and all of you with nothing to show for it.
With that, I think we should step outside and just contact them right away.
Well, I very much appreciate the subtle implication that your organization is going to try to steal it from us.
Oh, no, I would never imply such things. What would make you say something like that?
If I come back this way, I'll be sure to deposit the bodies in front of your doorstep.
And I
That way you can notify their next of kin.
Insight that he's not gonna just like send his organization to come and steal it.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh.
Most honest guy you've ever met. Honest and well-meaning person ever.
For whatever it is, if it was my possessions, I'd sell it to you. That's an awful lot of money. That's each, right? 10,000 each.
You see him stutter for the first time. No, that would have been if you all had been the selling types, it would have been 10,000 between all of you. I'm not simply made of gold, after all. I have much of it, but
no, you're made of grease.
that is, yes, debatable, but.
Can I poke him? Is he made out of grease?
All right, let's step outside and talk to our employer and see what they want to do with it or what their intention is. Because after all, the reason why we're doing this is for them. So.
I completely forgot the girl's name.
We need to update them anyways.
Dorothra? Yeah. I'm sorry, that's her here. It's Katha Moss Blossom.
Gotham, yeah.
Katha. I actually thought it was Dorothra too, but like, wait, that's wrong.
Time to break out the sending stone.
Yep, I'm gonna pull it out and let someone talk while I make menacing faces at a greaseball.
Velkin.
We should move out of sight.
Yep.
First of all, he didn't put any sort of shake on us where we need to contact them immediately. I'd hate to admit that. Second of all, reading lips is a thing.
Yep. And there's also things such as invisible familiars, magical scrying sensors, all sorts of fun things.
Flying snakes.
If I remember correctly, I believe somebody got an item that prevents some of that stuff from happening.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was
me?
cloak.
Is it me?
Might want to put that on.
The necklace of proof against detection and location. Which I believe we currently had with the equipment at the wagon, so that might be the best place to try to contact them at.
So, I have a question, because Drake brought it up. What are we doing with these parts?
Well, quite frankly, we don't have enough information yet to know what to do with them. But if each one is part of a larger whole...
Well,
this is exactly why we should be contacting our employer right now.
When we had one, we were using it to find the others.
Yes.
Right, now we have two more now. So,
like, to be honest, it's going to be hard for us to carry around all these items around. Like, it's simply not going to be practical, which is why it is actually a smart idea to send it someplace where it can be kept safe for us for the eventual future. But But the question is,
If you
in
send
what
it,
way do we do it?
I wish they
Yeah.
had a shrinking spell.
Reverend is shaking his head and going, if it's with the Centaurum, that it's not being held for you, Drake. They're holding it for themselves.
And I'm
if there
sure
is-
I'm sure you're correct. But however, we need to also realize what is our aim. Is our aim simply to keep it away from the giants, or is our aim to actually collect everything? If our aim
Yeah,
is simply to keep it away, then it doesn't matter whose hands it in as long as they were able to protect it.
Exactly. So like,
We do not have enough information yet to determine one way or the other, Drake.
Which is why we should contact our employer right now.
And I am more inclined to trust our own hands than somebody else's until we have the needed information to make a call.
So
on
just
that.
a quick reminder of what that thing is. It is a bent and broken band of 2-inch thick adamantine, roughly 11 feet long, weighing 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, that's not
That
gonna
is-
fit in a wagon.
yeah, that's not. Unless we were like,
The
unless
horses
we
aren't gonna
were
be
pulling
able
our
to that.
wagon, unless we are whacking out of these parts, it's not going to happen.
So in order to carry that with us, we'd literally have to get an extra like 2 horses probably and a much bigger wagon. like we'd be traveling with like a massive wagon at this point, and that's gonna cost a lot of money as well to get all that stuff.
Mm,
Why don't we call Moss
So-
Bottom
Let's
and find
just,
out what she can do for us?
yeah.
I'm just
let's-
gonna-
let's send the message.
Just gonna rename her now. It's officially Moss Bottom.
What is it actually?
It's Moss Blossom.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, don't be sorry. Don't be
You
sorry. That's
corrected
her
me. I
name.
didn't realize.
Don't be sorry. Don't apologize for gold.
It's a totally dandy thing. I would totally keep saying it.
So, sending.
So as you're leaving, Dandy, he would say, Velkin would say to you, he would kind of, as you're walking out, he would say, "Good luck with the Reghead Barbarians. I'm sure you won't have any trouble finding them."
That doesn't sound like
yeah,
a
yeah,
threat.
yeah. We already know you'll sell us out to them.
Mm-hmm. It's taken pretty much all Danny's got not to put that desk into 2 pieces with her ex. But she's going to walk out without saying anything to him. I think Brevin said it enough. Said it all.
But just as a point of order, he did let you know of one location that they are interested in, and that is
Valley
up.
Padrone?
Yep, I think you guys actually have one other lead up to that valley as well. I think Zephyros had something to say about that valley, something about seeing your destiny being there as well.
Sorry, we were heading there, but we stopped here because of the attack.
Oh yeah, there's definitely no urgency involved in either one of those. So
Yeah, the attacks happen, so like yeah, we just need to figure out what to do next. Who has the stone for sending the message to?
I do.
Dandy.
All right, so let's see what should we send or how do we send it?
20 words or
we
25?
now-
I think it's 25 words.
25.
Have
Giant
someone
stack
have
cyborg. We have 3 pieces of the weapon. Please advise.
Okay.
Too big to transport.
Yes, let's add that.
What's that rock?
This allows us to send messages to our boss.
Oh,
Lost Silrian made a new friend.
who do you guys work for exactly?
I don't know.
So that's 11 words. You guys want to add anything else onto it? That's like the basic right there.
How
I'm
are you?
Maybe new soldier, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Mhm.
New friend, Dr. Lightbottom. Are you two related?
Light blue, not bottom, but like How do you guys do pay around here?
We divvy it up between all of us.
Oh.
We should include this as well. Say at the entire we're willing to transport to Waterdeep. It's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, that's 17.
I'm just picturing Drake trying to take over Dandy, her hand just in his face, holding him away from the phone.
Oh, wow. I'm just trying to be efficient. I'm trying to be efficient in what we say. Drake just like frustrated.
I got it.
I'm just imagining because like you have a -8 or you have an 8 to your strength score, right, Drake?
Yes.
So,
but,
Dandy, what exactly are you sending?
Dandy.
I'm sorry, what's your intelligence score, Drake?
It's not about intelligence. Intelligence is how much you know, but wisdom is how you use it. And I have a high wisdom score.
You could have fooled me, buddy.
So what exactly is in the message that you're sending to Katha? Let's go ahead and write that down.
Yes.
Alright, it was Giants attack tribal.
Okay.
I can't spell, sorry. 3 pieces of the weapon acquired. Lost Silren. Added a soldier. I don't even know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Weapon too big to transport?
Yeah.
Please advise.
You should mention this entire as well. See what they think about it.
Assholes want weapon.
That seems way too big. Like there's a lot of
There's a lot of assholes out there.
I was gonna say you should probably be more specific on that one.
Drake.
Re.
Good idea.
Wow.
Bad idea.
Wow.
I think they're gonna think that Drake wants it and that it's a bad idea to give it to him. That's just me if I was reading it. Just saying.
She said what she said.
Oh my god.
So it would have your message would have cut off after Drake. So assholes want weapon, Drake.
You know what, Sean? I'm okay with it.
Oh my gosh. I swear, Danny just hates everyone. Just when I thought I was starting to bond with her. Nope. You know, the good old Frederick tossing.
That's how she bonded with Frederick.
Right, she held me as a piano. she was my winged angel.
Oh, that's nice.
It's either that or a giant golem that's on complete a nice fine pink paste.
Also, Dandy is very pleased with herself for this ending, and she's just holding the rock up, like, all happy with herself.
Hey, I'm getting the response together right now.
No problem. This whole time, Dandy's going to be, while they're waiting for a response, be chatting with Wyatt about their adventures thus far.
Yeah, I want to get no until she moth on contact. I want to know about Wyatt.
How does the psychic thing work? Can I send projected images?
I think Drake has the telepathy.
Yeah, it's just my telepathy.
See.
Basically, as long as you're within 30 feet of me, I can telepathically speak with everyone, and you can all respond to me.
Oh, okay, so Drake sees horrors then.
This man keeps straight out calling.
It does not say. It does not say you can convey images, merely words. And it can be in any language as long as I understand it.
Is it just like a neon sign? Okay, so a few moments later, Dandy, the stone would warm as it does whenever you receive a message. It says, "Do not allow assholes possession of item." That's all it says about that. We'll send armed caravan. Yeah, it's if there could be quotations around it, there would be. It says, "We'll send armed caravan from Neverwinter to recover. Release any unused fragments to Dorothra and 13 for safekeeping."
All right.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Drake gets a very "I told you so" look.
That seems like just like an awful lot of resources being.
Drake's just gonna
sent.
say this out loud.
Very
Drake's gonna
important.
say this out loud. As a reminder, I merely give suggestions. I'm not making any like pinpoint solutions. You know, I'm still open to what everyone else is deciding. I'm okay with us doing this. I do think it's giving to them is wrong. However, if it was okay with the organization, then it would have been a way to get extra money and kill two birds with one stone. That's all I'm saying.
10,000 gold's a lot of gold.
Dandy would just
You get plate mail for your frontliners, magic items.
Mhm.
No, you said
I-
10,000 gold.
Archer, you're not my manager.
I look, like I'm just a
quick
new guy
question.
here. May I suggest a suggestion though? What
Of
if
course.
you did sell it to this guy, and then told your
that's-
boss to get it back from him in Waterdeep, because you know they're taking it there? Exacto, he like pays us to essentially transport it for us, so that your boss can get it from him in Waterdeep.
Those of you familiar with the Zentarum would know that once they'd have possession of it, recovery of it would be nearly impossible.
Yeah.
Just they are the Shadow Network, you know, like they would keep it hidden. They would expect other people, you know, they're thieves, and thieves always expect to be thieved from, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Quick question. So, can we not just scam this guy out of the gold, like with illusion spells?
He genuinely murdered his own boss. He will kill us, and he will
Okay.
not lose sleep.
Raven just slowly says, "I'm about half convinced that the creature that turned me into this was one of them."
What, a sleazeball?
A greaser?
No, that part of I think it was
Bad Taylor?
no.
Taylor?
Well, regardless, I think we now have the information that we were searching for.
It's like-
So
like
we
we're-
should
Yeah, go on.
we should give the two of the pieces to Dorothra and keep the one with us, so we can keep finding the other ones.
Yes.
And then we just start doing some side quests for money and potentially get some better gear.
Well, I think weren't we planning on heading toward Dorothra's quest? Because that
Yeah,
was
what was-
most
we-
important.
We
The
planned out an entire path.
right, the discussed route that you all were taking, which you
Yeah,
know,
what
no
was
no sweat for me if you guys change it.
What?
It's not like I prepped all of it or anything. But
We're gonna stop by Nornan's hold though.
oh right,
Right, because
Yeah.
we're
Still
gonna
on the
drop
way.
off the saddles and
Yeah.
So what I'm
then
hearing-
get
what
his
I'm-
payment. Yeah.
and then up to
What
Silvery
I'm
Moon from there
hearing
is what you guys
is-
decided on.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and then we figured we could swoop back around and try to collect that one,
Bounty kind of thing.
the bounty at
Xandarl's.
Yeah, 'cause-
Xanthal's Keep.
From Nanar's to Everlund, because in Everlund you can do Danavar's house. Then from Everlund to Silvery Moon to take the what was it? Items, magic items from the Magister family.
Yeah.
This is what I got. I don't know if everybody has something.
Oh yeah, that's what it
Fine
was.
with me.
That's what I got.
That's perfectly fine. But I was saying, it's like we're so used to you being a vampire, we just completely forget.
Right, and on that note, Brevin, you did get some information about the potentially who turned you, where to find them. Do you remember that? I believe it was the elven woman had some information for you. Oh, it was the All Shrine. It was at the All Shrine at was it Amphail?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, the All Shrine elf.
She's
Recruit you?
convert Braven to various religions.
Okay.
Become a coin of the god Kelvmore.
I'll need to go back and rewatch that, but I think she might have hinted that she might know who it was that turned you.
The audacity.
So I'll rewatch that and make sure that I'm not mistaken here. But I think there was a bit of, well, you know what? I don't want to get too far into that, but it's not a Zentarum agent. I'll just say that.
Okay.
I just don't want to send you down a rabbit hole that won't get you anywhere.
That would have been hilarious.
And truth be told, a lot of it is just the fact that I figure with him being a former city guard in Waterdeep, some of it is he just has a rather low view of the Zentarum, as they tend to be involved in a lot of the stuff that can't quite get solved easily.
Absolutely. That's totally valid.
I'm gonna pretend that
So it's
Silverin wasn't one of them, and I'm carrying around his freaking.
Right, I'm surprised that hasn't come up more.
Who's the Soren guy?
He was wonderful. And apparently
Dead
a
now.
fucking liar.
Well, let me put it this way: did you see the one giant body that had a gaping burning wound in the lower half of it?
It's still in the middle of the road.
Like you had gaping wounds, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Well, the one where it was several feet across.
Oh, yeah,
Right
the
where
smoking
it's-
crater. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, the one that
Yeah.
was castrated in the middle of the road. Silverin did that.
Oh, that is awesome. Where is this guy? I'd like to meet him. How'd he do that?
I'm pretty sure he's all around us right now.
Yeah, there. Over
Like, is he a
there.
god?
Watching over us in spirit.
Is this, like, one of
Essentially,
your
we found
gods?
these little.
He
Essentially,
hand delivered grenades to this guy's junk.
What's a grenade?
I don't know.
Small
Reverend,
explosive pellets that she eats.
Brevina pulls out one of the little orb things, pepper orb things, and says, "These little things here do a small amount of explosive damage on impact." He had about 50 of them, and just slapped it square betwixt the legs, resulting in something with a lot more damage than even a fireball one of the mages could produce.
It was like 160 something damage, wasn't it?
Was he drunk? I mean, I did
He may
stupid
have-
things
he
when I'm
may
drunk
have-
too, but
He may have been, but I
Like,
will
why-
say this: it was epic to watch.
was he one of your friends? Did he work for you guys?
Yeah.
You guys just let him run with the...
I was on fire at the time. I didn't want to do anything. Oh.
Hello?
Yeah, we're here.
Oh, okay.
Wyatt's just like contemplating what kind of crazy person would just do that.
I don't know.
So, at some point during this, Dorotha would approach you, and she would step forward and she would say, "I just received a notification from Waterdeep, from Miss Moss. I'm gonna say Moss Bottom now. What's gonna start happening. Received a notification from Miss Moss Blossom down in Waterdeep. She says that you are to relinquish control of the artifact you uncovered to me and the 13, and that I'm supposed to make sure you don't sell it to assholes.
That is correct. Yes.
Okay. I'm fairly certain I know who the assholes are, and she looks over towards the Tribord Travelers and saying, I'm sure they offered you quite a bit of money for it too, so good on you for keeping to your morals and turning down a fortune.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
our
give them like
morals.
a nod of assurance. Like a little, yeah.
Is somebody having internet issues? I see people dropping in and out of the Roll20.
Yeah, it was us.
Okay.
Well, with that, if you'd like, we can lead you to the item. You might need a couple people to help you carry it, but keep it somewhere safe for us.
Absolutely, absolutely. She said she was sending a full caravan to recover it. It must be enormous, and she hasn't seen it yet. So as you guys walk her over to the campsite, she would look down into the hole, and Dars is actually there, standing around your wagon with Narth, and they're both just like trying to look tough and stand like they're standing guard over your wagon.
The toppled over wagon.
Yep.
I'll head over to Narth and just put a hand on his shoulder and be like, "You did well, son. You have the ability to become a great adventurer one day."
Says you really think so?
I really think so. You did a great job.
Drake is doomed.
he's got like the face where he's like got his lips all scrunched up and he's like super trying hard not to cry. It's like, thank you. That really means a lot.
My pleasure, son.
So he's still taller than Drake, right?
Just keep training, work hard, and one day I'm sure you'll be an adventurer of great renown. Who knows? Maybe you could help us out someday if you keep training hard.
Thank you. That's what I keep telling Sarah. She says that I'd never be able to do it, but thank you. And Dars is just kind of leaning up against the wagon. He's just kind of smirking, and there's a little bit of a laugh on his. It's like, yeah, kid, you really showed them. Good job. So, Dars would look towards you, Brevin, and he would say, "There's been some people walking by, trying to look down into that hole, and then heading on over to Velkin's place. You might want to keep an eye on that."
Oh yeah. He pretty much said as much if one knows how to read between what he was saying, read between his lies.
Yeah, I know the type. He'll definitely try to take this. Luckily, the fact that it's so goddamn huge works towards your advantage. No one's going to be able to take it out of here without an army.
Oh yeah, we have some, should have some folks coming to get it relatively soon. Though it might take them a few days to actually get here.
Yeah, well, hopefully they organize before Velkin and his people do, but we'll do our best to keep it safe for you.
Tell me, what do you think are the odds that he would try to do something if it is placed in the hands of the 12 here?
Well, if the 13's got it pretty locked down. You know, they're a pretty strong sort, and you know the closest Zentarum, any number of them is where they at. They're over in Red Larch, I think it is. So, you know, the people from Neverwinter are likely to be able to beat them here. And, you know, Velkin and his guys can't do anything with it before they get help. So I think you're okay, but as far as them taking it on the road, you know, Zentarum can mobilize pretty well. It's hard to say how safe it'll be. But, you know, as far as I can tell, as long as it's the hell out of Tribor.
He at least keeps the town safe.
Right. I mean, those giants were clearly coming for that thing, so the farther away from here it gets, the better for me.
And truth be told, as long as we have one piece of it, I am not foreseeing them being able to accomplish much with it.
Yeah. What is it, after all?
Well, we're not entire. Well, it has been Some say that we've heard people say that it is a weapon that ancient giant kind used to use, but it's fragmented pieces.
Doesn't look like much of a
If
weapon
it
to
is a
me. Yeah, big old wagon spoke.
Well, thing is we only have pieces of it, and when one starts talking about magical items, well, something as simple as a staff or a rod suddenly can become a much more potent weapon than even a great axe or a heavy crossbow.
So as you finish saying that, a familiar voice would call out from behind you all. You say, "Indeed," and Huth would come walking up from behind you all. He still has his photo album. He's less protectively holding it now. He says, "If the Giants are after that thing, it certainly is got to be of some sort of great value. I, with all of my vast experience and knowledge on magical items, still really don't know what it could be or what it could be used for. But given Dorothra's leave, I'd like to study it before the Alliance comes and takes it away."
Understandable.
Giants seem to think this is some sort of weapon, you said?
Correct.
In any case, it's important enough for them to send a pair of fire giants to try to collect along with some of their minions. Like, this was not just sending brutish hill giant cannon fodder after it.
Right, and for them to come all the way down from Iron Slag this far south must be important to them. Most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And say, "Well, I came to find you all, and while I would like to study this, it's not really why I came down here. I wanted to thank you all. Thank you all so very much for putting me in a situation where I had to choose what was more important, the safety of my house or helping those around me. And I think I'm ready to go back out, and I've sent message to my old party, to my old friends, and they've said, I couldn't believe it, but they said that they were just waiting for me to contact them. They're going to meet me up in Long Saddle with all those crazy wizards up there, and I'm going to meet back up with them, and we're going to head out and hit the adventuring trail together once again."
That's awesome.
I'm like, it's cracking a small smile right now. Just looking at him.
Did Huth tell you why he wasn't an adventurer anymore?
He never did.
He was very dodgy with that.
So he would open up his photo album for you all, and there's a very eclectic group of adventurers there, much like your own. And in all of the photos, Huth is standing near a wood elf, looks like a ranger. He says, "Alec, there, one of my closest friends for a long time. We went up against luckily for us, a very young dragon, and I ran. I didn't run far. I wanted to run away and try and get some cover, and, well, the dragon descended on Alec there, and I was never able to forgive myself. The rest of the group doesn't blame me for it, but I always felt responsible for his death. Always felt that I would break and the coward in me would take over, and I would do the same thing to the party and others would die, but I have found once again the fact that I can stand tall and stand brave in front of challenges like this. And I just wanted to thank you all for allowing me the opportunity to confront that fear once more and realize that I am ready to get back out there."
Well, I wish you luck in your adventures then, and hopefully we can meet up in the future.
Says, "Thank you. I'm sure our paths will cross at some point."
And when we meet up again at some time in the future, don't kill us.
I'll be sure that the automatons will recognize you as friends.
Glad to hear that.
Still, they are rather formidable creature. Formidable.
Right. Hey, if you do ever set them up, and we do end up crossing paths and attack us, well, all that means is that you're gonna need to put more resources into making more. They give him like a little like sarcastic smirk to him.
Oh, there's always more steel and wood, isn't there?
So, are we gonna accept the quest for dropping off the saddles at No Honor's Hold?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we get 300 GP up front for that one. Also, you said Tribor is a trading city, so they potentially have magic items here that you can buy.
Yeah, they would. There would be some. Would be the best way that I could put that. At a couple of the establishments. Let me get the names of them real quick.
So I'm just looking for like a cheap item right now because I don't have like a ton of money. I'm basically just looking for a pearl of power right now.
So specific items, you wouldn't be able to find specific items at a place like this. You would be able to at like Neverwinter or Yartar or Waterdeep or one of like the huge cities would be much easier to find specific items. But here it would basically be I would generate a random shop and that would be what they would have.
All right. Well, can I give it a try then?
You got it. Let me see what they'll have.
See if I get lucky.
So what do we call this? We call this a large town or a small city? Probably a large town.
Large town.
Large town sounds right.
Yeah.
Generate the shop. Okay. So here, what shop would this be at?
We haven't explored the south side yet at all. It's somewhere in the south.
The main thing in the south is that hoity-toity restaurant inn that everyone kept saying that there was no way in hell they'd let you into.
Oh,
We need to go
that's
before
perfect.
we leave.
We need to go there.
Okay, so it would be where does it go? Okay, yeah. So there would be a circlet of blasting here. There is a scroll of compelled duel, a scroll of grease, a scroll of mass healing word, a scroll of shillelagh, and a vicious javelin.
Lily.
What was that first
Ooh,
one?
What makes a javelin vicious?
It crits on 18. It crits on 19 and 20.
Ooh.
What was the first one?
First one was a circlet of blasting.
I heard of that before.
What does it do?
I think
I'm
it's
looking it up right now.
scorching ray, right? Once a day.
I believe so. A free casting Scorching Ray
You can
once a day, I think.
use an action to cast a Scorching Ray spell with it.
Huh.
When you make the spell's attacks, you do so with an attack bonus of +5. The circle can't be used this way again until the next dawn. It's just a simple uncommon item making cast Scorching Ray. Level 2 spell. It's not bad, but it's not really what I'm looking for. So
Give it.
I wouldn't use my money on it. Alright. Nothing there that interests me. Unlucky.
Is there anything that anyone else might want?
Circuit of blasting, scroll of compelled duel, scroll of grease, scroll of mass healing word, scroll of shillelagh, and a vicious javelin.
The only one that's
So,
interesting is
now
the
we know
scroll
how
of healing
Vulcan
word
got his
or
greasiness.
cure wounds.
We now know where he gets it all. He buys the scrolls of grease.
How much is the vicious javelin?
Oh, okay. I was mistaken on the vicious javelin. When you roll a 20, so basically when you crit with this weapon, it does an extra 2d6 piercing.
Ah, okay.
So all of the regular
So,
damage modifiers and everything would apply, and then an extra 2d6.
Is it also count as magical for?
It does count as a magical weapon for the purposes of defeating magical resistances.
Okay.
That is priced at 300. That javelin. The circlet is 1,200. These scrolls are 100 each, except for the scroll of Bass Healing Word, which is 300. And the scroll of Shillelagh.
21 gold pieces, so I will not
For
be
the-
giving out a javelin.
Are the scrolls 50 because they're one-use items?
I'm just going by what the chart says here and then giving a discount on them since you guys just saved the
Okay.
town. So yeah, 100 for the scrolls.
What were the scrolls again? Compel.
Compelled
Grief,
Duel.
and- What was that?
Compelled Duel.
Something a
good for a
paladin
paladin.
does.
Oh, okay, never mind.
And then the mass healing was something that
That one sounds like the best one.
that
for
a
all
wizard
those
couldn't
items.
use.
Yeah.
This one that I'm pretty sure Dr. Well could use that one, right?
Right.
I'm willing to chip in for the healing one.
The healing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have it already.
Mass
Oh,
Healing Word.
never mind.
There you go.
He is a. You guys seen?
Doc-
He's a healer. Anything
Yeah.
He's a
that has healing.
Freaking
He
great
is a
character.
doctor.
He's a doctor, damn it.
All right.
He's
Oh.
a healer who hits like a freight train.
No items of worth or value that we want. Should we head out on our adventure and also collect the 300 gold for the one
Right.
quest for Norner's Hold?
D&D is excited to get back out there on the road.
As am I.
I'm
Is everyone in agreement?
Warning.
If we're going on this quest, are we going to split the 300 gold between everyone, or do we want to toss it in the group loot?
I'm cool with group loot.
I'm fine with group
Group
loot.
loot.
If we
I
ever
don't
find
think
an item that's like really good for one of us, we can just use the group gold to get it for them.
Right.
Sean, out of curiosity, are we going in the direction of Wave Rock?
Which one?
Now,
Oh,
Of Raven Rock?
sorry, I gave you the wrong name. It's not Raven Rock. It is Great Worm Cavern is the one that he would have told you about.
Ooh, Great Worm Cavern. That sounds horrible.
No, it's just a name, right? No, names don't mean anything. It's like the Valley of Perpetual Suffering and like the Island of Death. It's just names.
Or that one mountain is literally named after a red dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the forest of sharp teeth. It's full of fluffy animals. You're fine.
With
And
with
it's-
sharp teeth.
and as far as before we entirely leave town, since folks were kind of looking at some of the gear,
Yeah. That being
We do
said,
have-
any gear
do
that you
have
guys
a-
want to purchase will be 50% off since you did save the town.
well, I was just gonna say the group loot. Whenever we add the 300 from the saddle delivery thing we're fixing to undertake, we have 692 gold pieces. We have a 48 gold piece block of steel from the giant tools we've picked up, and we have a ruby worth 750 gold.
Yes, sir.
Are you looking to get plate armor?
Yo,
So-
horse.
Oh, dude, that's 750. If they're giving us half.
Yeah.
There are two
I-
armorers in this town.
Are you trying to get some plate armor right now for horse? Can you use plate armor?
Yo, is our boy getting plate armor now?
I'm totally down for that. That's definitely
Yes.
a good investment.
Wait, is Andy in chat right now, or?
I'm
Yeah,
here.
Andy's here.
Oh,
I was planning on getting plate armor in a level or two, but if we're getting half price and you want to spend the money on it,
I'm 100% for that.
I mean,
oh,
we have
yeah.
we could turn that 750 ruby just into plate armor.
I am totally down
Yeah.
for that. Everyone else is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
400 or 4 horse.
All right.
If you want to, I will take that. If you want to, I will take it out then. Because I do think plate armor was a.
It just so
worthwhile
happened that
thing.
there is a master dwarven smith in this place that has Gelrin Fohammer. Gelrin Fohammer has Fohammer marked plate mail at his forge that he would be more than happy to sell to you all for 750
Have we met
gold.
him?
Yeah, he's the guy you were controlling.
Never heard of him.
Never heard
Heard
of
of
him.
him.
Yeah.
And
Must be new. Must be Newtown.
so let me also drop this let me also edit this right quick.
What's
since-
that put your AC at, Horace?
Oh. So it's the 18 plus the Forge Blessing, 19 plus a shield for 3 more, 22.
Nice.
22 without spells.
Nice.
That's the crazy part. Without spells.
Without
So-
spells.
So add Shield of Faith on that, he goes up to 24.
Right.
And then plus haste. That's like 26 right there.
Did you pick up haste,
Oh.
by the way?
I picked up haste for Horse and Dandy.
You picked up haste?
That was
Wow.
really good. Haste is a really
How
good
did you
spell.
do that? You can't do
One of the best
that.
spells.
Yeah, it was one of the spells on the wizard spell list. Like I went leveled up.
But it's above a level you can cast.
No,
Haste
it's
is level 3.
Oh, it's level. Oh, okay.
It's a level 3 spell.
Excellent.
It's one of the best buff spells in the game.
Alright?
I beg to differ.
So,
They say one of, not the best.
Oh my God.
One
Keep
of.
in mind, you can get access to that buff spell at level 3.
can
The
I
best
get
spell- best level 3 buff spell you can possibly get.
like a holy symbol printed on the armor? So
Absolutely.
so that it because I had one on my shield and it counted as my holy symbol for casting spells. But now I have a different shield.
Yeah, absolutely. Gelrin will 100% etch whatever
Gelrin has-
symbol you want
yeah.
on
The
there.
basilisk pieces
Oh.
into your armor.
Oh, I'm
Oh.
Because Dandy kept those.
good. I gotta-
Any enemy that sees Horus are petrified by his glory.
As they should be.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with that Hawaiian shirt.
I was upset
Ah,
that HeroForge did
Jesus.
not have Hawaiian shirts.
I almost spit my drink out all over my keyboard. Thanks for that.
Beautiful.
Late.
Alright, we now have a very tanky Horus.
Very tanky Horus, indeed.
Glorious.
Good.
All right.
Hi, baby.
So we'll say that takes you guys the majority of the day. As far as getting your armor made, doing your shopping, preparing your getting the fragment of the Vonad secured and guarded by Darathra 13 and Darzin Narth as well. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and is there anything else you guys wanted to do in Tribor before we start hitting the road?
Is there anything to do in Tribor?
Take
We usually
take
get
a long
300 gold.
rest.
Grab the 300 gold for the quest, and that's it.
I mean, we
Yeah.
just
to the horse.
Sorry, what's the question?
Can we ask? Can
How
we
much
ask
is a
Araltha?
How much is it to buy a horse? That's a good question.
No, here's a question. Can they supply us with horses if we ask Araltha for him?
We'll say that Daratha. How many do you all want? Because you currently have what 2 draft horses.
No, one of them is dead.
Oh
One
no.
horse is dead,
Oh.
and one of the riding horses died as well. So we have
Yeah, we lost
We
2 in
have-
that whole fight,
3 riding horses, 1 draft horse.
Man, I killed horses. I'm a fucking monster. Jesus.
right? Yeah,
That's
you
just what
you aimed at that horse. I was glad you picked the hit for it. You looked at that horse and you said, "I'm killing it."
So ideally, we need 1 more draft horse and 1 more riding horse. So
Okay, so they are willing to give you a draft horse. They will sell you riding horses for 25 gold apiece.
Okay,
Oh, yes, please.
I just give Darafa a thanks for that.
Yeah, that is a big discount. Their standard price is 75, so they most certainly are giving you a discount. If anyone would like a
Spot me 4 gold.
Daratha does offer to sell you her war horse as a thanks for 300 gold.
Yes. Oh, never
300.
mind.
Wait,
Ooh,
wait, wait.
a war horse. That's
Wait,
got a
wait,
lot more
wait, that's-
HP.
Yes. Okay. I'm down to pitch in.
It is Daratha's personal war horse named Spirit that she is willing to sell to you all.
I would
How
love.
much HP does that thing have?
I would love to have that horse.
I wish I
A
could've
war
remembered.
a war horse for a war mage, yes.
How much do you need, Dandy?
Oh, okay.
I
never
just
mind.
need 4 gold pieces to get a riding horse.
4 gold pieces. Didn't you
Or
get?
don't you want the
Didn't
war
you get
horse?
the 200? Didn't you get the 20 platinum from the?
No, I got information instead of platinum.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought she got both.
No, just the info.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I will definitely give the gold pieces you need. You said 4 of them.
Yes, please. I can get a riding
Okay.
horse.
I kind of want to grab the war horse.
I wish I could.
Dude, I have 100 gold left. Though, that's the only issue. Okay.
How much HP does the war horse have?
War
don't know that right
horse.
The AC of the war horse too.
5e. Yeah, because I was thinking like, okay.
So
Would you guys be okay if I use the
it does not have any barding. She is not giving you the barding because she does intend to use it herself. But a warhorse has 9 hit points. It has an extra ability and it has an attack. It actually has like attack actions. It has trampling charge.
Time on our riding horse. Can we train it to be a war horse?
Sure.
Can we?
Yeah. We'll say that it will take quite a bit of time, obviously. But again, this is a campaign where you guys have a lot of time. So we'll say that it will take 10 weeks to effectively train a horse, one of your riding horses, into being a war horse. So keep track of time like that.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and start training my horse for that.
So that's a lot. I mean, I know it's a lot of time, but keep track of long rests, add those up, and then whenever I say like the day passes uneventfully and shit like that, just count that as a day.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right.
So that's 70 days, or you know what? That's
Wait,
it's 10 days. 10 days here in Faerun, so it's 100 days.
19 hit points. It's not bad. Nearly 20 hit points.
And then the option to purchase barding for it as well.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Wait,
One
what does
day.
barding do?
How much would the barding
Exactly
cost for the
4
horse?
Okay.
We'll go ahead and call them we'll say that the PHB handbook plus 20%. So the handbook, version. What's that?
If I recall right, I believe the player's handbook states that barding for horses cost 4 times what the equivalent armor for a humanoid costs.
Then we will go with that.
Because it's more material.
Yeah.
Because it takes more of it to cover a horse than it does a human.
Absolutely.
So what would that end up coming out to?
So 4 times whatever's in the PHB.
So like plate mill 6,000 gold for barding.
Yeah. But something like leather or studded leather would be cheaper, but still 4 times more than it would take for a human.
Right.
Yeah. At least like 100 gold for studded.
There is actually the what is it? It is. Well, there's Orthovir's Haunter's shop, so if you guys want to buy the leather here, you can. There's also the Cart and Coin, which would also have the leather as well as possibly studded leather and ring mail for it if you guys want to buy it now.
Yeah.
How much does the ring mail cost?
Checking. So it would be 200 gold for the ring mail.
Okay. Alright. So we now have like four riding horses and 2 draft horses?
Delkin would just be watching you all count your coins out.
I'll just hold off.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so if there is no more business in Tribor, nice, that's a horse. It's a buff horse. So if there is... It's a buff horse. Alright, so if there is no more business in Tribor, we will go ahead and take our break for the day, and when we come back, we will hit the road and continue this adventure. Alright, everybody, let's go ahead and get back on into this. So it is the following morning in Tribor. You had the entire day following the attack to help out with the repairs. Remember that attack happened early in the morning. The entirety of the attack only spanned about maybe 15 minutes of time. So you guys have had quite a bit of the time, the entire day previous, to help Tribor get their town back into working order, settle up with some new horses, some new armor, all kinds of things like that. And now find yourselves leaving town with your 4 riding horses and 2 draft horses pulling your cart.
Good question. Are all the riding horses taken?
Well, Beef is.
Oh, right. Is it 4? It's 4 riding horses. Is one of those your war horse? Or is it 4 riding horses, 2 draft horses, and a war horse?
No. We didn't buy the war horse.
You didn't buy the war horse. Okay. Got it. Okay. So 4 riding horses and 2 draft horses. It would take the 2 draft horses to pull the cart.
Yes.
I asked earlier if you guys were okay if I pulled 200 out of the group for loot, but I feel like we're too greedy.
You guys can always acquire a war horse later down the line, too.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about the wars right now.
But this one was a bargain.
Yeah. And
Right,
besides, honestly, Frederick, a warhorse is more for like the frontline fighters and things like that. Like, you don't want to be up in the front lines anyways, and that's where the warhorse wants to be.
Okay.
Andy's gonna turn Beef into a warhorse.
Beef. It's an amazing name for a horse.
Because he's so beefy.
It's just, when you get him barding, you have to paint it black and white.
No.
Meet Beef the horse.
Make sure it's in a little splotch pattern formation.
Andy, I'm going to share that image onto the Roll20 real quick, if you don't mind, of Beef, just so anyone that might watch this can see it too. Beef the horse.
That's such a dandy thing.
Let me.
He's majestic.
He is. Okay.
I wanted to give him a name she could remember.
Nice. And Beef the warhorse, everyone, or Beef the soon-to-be warhorse. Okay. All right. So, I've decided to go ahead and use a different method for rolling random encounters during your guys' travels, if you don't mind. The method that's used in Tomb of Annihilation I actually found really useful. So what we'll do is at the start of every adventuring day, we're going to roll 3 d20s. One for morning, one for afternoon, one for evening encounters. Okay. So let's go ahead and
Potentially have a really long day.
yes, potentially a really long day, but the likelihood of that happening is pretty low. So let's go ahead.
Right now?
Yeah, let's go ahead and see 3 d20s. Different players each one, please.
Oh, my bad. Let's take the 1 then. The
So
9.
9, a 17, and an 11. Okay. Could somebody please roll a d100 for me? Thank you. Well then, that's a thing. Okay.
There's an option to roll something called a fudge.
A what? Oh, a fudge.
What?
What does that mean?
What is the... Can I roll it?
Why is it that? Why is that there? Because generally, fudging a roll means that the DM fakes the roll. Like.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So what is the point of that then?
I don't know.
Being there, like. Yeah, what is I don't understand what that is.
-1. Why do you got minus what?
That's weird. I'll have to look that up. I think that either that's new or I've just never noticed it before.
I think it's new because I would have asked about it.
The fudge dice, is it?
Time to die, I see.
In case you don't want TPK.
Hey, can we just stop talking about how Siren could have TPK'd the entire fucking party?
Could somebody please roll 4d6 for me?
Okay.
That's a lot.
5, 2,
Okay.
3, 4.
We got it. That's there.
That's a lot of goblins.
Oh my god.
Oh
Wait,
my
what?
god.
Wait, what?
Okay, so what are you guys doing during your travels? It's a very clear day today, actually. One of the first stormless days you guys have seen in many days of traveling. The roads are still wet, still soaking up a lot of the rain that's been falling over the past several days. But other than that, you all see rolling hills to either side of you. The slight, every now and then the wind picks up and you get that nice, lovely waft of air off the evermoors. Smells of swamps and other such things. But for the most part, it is a very pleasant day out.
Dandy would just like to bond with her horse.
Jake would also just be on his horse and just kind of like trotting along, keeping like a semi-conscious lookout while also just relaxing.
Okay.
Only semi-lookout.
Currently, Fletch is snuggled right into my bosom because
Nice.
he witnessed me die earlier.
Hey,
He's like-
Frederick, look, I have a familiar now too. Pat's beef.
And I'm holding up while Fletch is like really nestled onto me. He's like, he's like the mentality of I can't leave you alone for any moment now. I'm like, want to trade?
No, my beef.
My beef.
In contrast, E has, of course, supervised to make sure that the giant pillow that Silverin had in the back of the wagon is replaced and is sprawled across it.
Oh my god.
How
Brevin, is
dare
he
you.
dead?
He just figures that Brevin is driving the wagon and he's being chauffeured around
Oh my god.
on a tour of the realms.
I love it.
It's been a hard day for E.
It's been a very hard day. that poor soldier.
Look, it's hard being the center of the universe.
I agree.
I like how E was summoned thinking he got summoned by a master vampire, but turns out he has to here.
Most useless familiar ever.
Most precious and beloved.
Okay.
If there's ever a warlock conclave, all the Pact of the Chain Ones are just going to stare at Brevin and be all, how dare you sully our names?
I want to ask.
So if there are 4 horses, who's on a horse?
Dandy.
Oh, I thought. Okay.
Drake is also on one.
Oh, mine be on a horse, if that's what you're asking.
Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to decide if I'm in the cart or on a horse.
Dandy bought herself a horse.
Okay, I'm on a horse.
Ooh.
Nice.
Hey, the horse bros. So I'm gonna ask Dr. Wyatt his story. I'm curious.
Oh, why it's inside of the cart? Because he doesn't know how to ride animal.
All right, so cool. Frederick is on a horse then. All right, so I just like I walk a bit slower on the horse and right next to the cart, and I ask Wyatt his story. So out of curiosity, what's your story, man?
Oh, not much really.
Come now, you came out of a mist with, I want to say tentacles grabbing you. So you have to have something behind that.
They would have been floating behind him, and you would have seen the big red eyes kind of watching him leave the mist.
Yeah, so there's a lot of questions to be asked.
I have no idea what you saw. I was with a couple of other adventurers, and we were leading these people out of this terrible place. And White starts thinking back, and he's like, "Man, Danny really does remind him of somebody."
I don't know them, but they sound great.
But I'm sort of on a pilgrimage, if you will.
What kind or of sorts?
The kind to get rid of a bone deep curse.
All right, interesting.
So just for no reason at all, while you guys are having this conversation, can I get a marching order from you?
I'm right next to the wagon, so probably like be last, I guess.
I'd probably be right in the middle, like right behind the cart.
Okay. And
Wait, is the car
I'd
ahead of us
probably-
or behind us?
White's in the wagon.
Yeah.
Is it possible to be beside the wagon? Because Danny would be chatting with Brevin.
And Brevin, you're driving the wagon, right?
Yes.
And Horace
I mean,
on a
so-
horse. Okay, thank you. You may proceed.
I kind of forgot my train of thought. Shit.
You guys were just asking Wyatt about where he came from and all that good stuff.
Oh, I was gonna ask him a specific question, but I completely forgot what it was. Never mind, just proceed. I completely brain farted it.
That's my bad. Sorry about that.
I'm
Dandy's just mid-conversation with Brevin. How can you be dead and alive at the same time?
Wait, who's dead?
that'd be me.
You don't look dead.
See, that's what I'm saying.
And I would know. Like, I literally do the dead thing.
I just chirp and he's like, he's more of the lines of undead.
Wait, so you're dead too?
What?
In a sense, I will also burn my channel divinity because I want to see if he's really dead.
Oh no.
And I cast Turn Undead.
That's an interesting
unsure
interaction. Yeah.
I'm unsure what effect you want this to have, Sean, because it doesn't really say.
So is your creature type undead or are you considered humanoid?
Technically, it has it listed as humanoid.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Turn Undead would not have an effect on you.
So,
It does nothing to you because technically you're not a full vampire. You're a Dhampir. You're born of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Though, given the fact that his whole warlock subclass is technically the undead, I don't know if that would have an effect or not.
No, that's just where you got your power from.
Yeah.
See? Not dead. He would have gone running. Which, now that I think about it, probably was a
Such a
dumb
liar.
idea.
Oh, he could have had to save.
Right, driving the wagon. He just turns and
Right.
takes off.
He's just driving he's driving the wagon while he's in the wagon. He just starts hitting it.
He just lifts a hand to kind of shield his eyes a bit. Man, that's bright.
Brevin, you're such a liar. You're
Well,
alive.
You know, the Dawnfather
don't
does
have to-
provide.
I don't have to eat, breathe, or drink.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
I'm just watching.
Okay, so
this
it's
one.
literally, I don't have to breathe or eat or drink stuff.
Well, now you're just showing off.
Right? I want that. How do I get
So,
that?
so
I
you're
don't
one
wanna
of those metal men from the other world.
I heard of those. What are they called
I
again?
don't know.
Like tiny automatons.
Hearing that, Danny's gonna reach over and start poking Brevin to see if it's metal.
Wyatt's gonna start poking him from the other side, seeing if he like breathes.
I'm just like giggling like underneath my breath.
God, I missed Wyatt.
Can like Wyatt slip like rope around his neck?
Oh
No.
God.
If you want to, he'll just stop breathing for a few minutes if you want him to.
He just sits there just not breathing for like a full hour.
He's breathing through his nose.
I've been holding my finger here this whole time. I sense nothing.
I can just imagine why he's holding his finger in front of Brevin, just like trying
Yeah,
to feel
like a pseudo mustache.
yeah.
You know what? During this time, Drake will actually take the chance to use his ring and talk to some of the others in the order and see if there's any new news that's been going on while he's riding the horse.
Okay.
Robot.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask if they have a map of Faerun.
If who has a map of Haven?
Just the party.
Oh yeah, you guys would have a very up-to-date map. The one you guys are on now. That would be the one that you'd be able to use.
Okay, cool.
That would have been supplied to you by the Alliance.
Okay, cool. I was just curious.
So, Drake, your message that you would get back would say that there are some very interesting things happening. They're losing contact with several of the chromatic dragons that they normally keep track of. And they actually have started having bronze and copper dragons patrolling the Deseret Valley and the Evermoors, and especially up in the north to try and see if they can find where these chromatics have gone. But so far, they have lost complete communication with an ancient red dragon up near the northern spine of the world, and an ancient white dragon in the same general area. I'll get back to you on exactly where they are, but they would be up near the northwestern spine of the world. So, like near the mines of Mirabar, near Hundlestone, right around there are two dragons that have gone MIA.
That's worrying. As much as it's the red one, that's like probably a descendant of the one I'm from. So I'd be a little bit concerned for sure. Keep me up to date.
So, about maybe 3/4 of the way through your day or so, nearing evening, it is still afternoon, but sky's beginning to darken, beginning to change colors. Sunset draws near. And as you're all making your way up through the trails, eastward towards Yartar, Calling Horns, and Everland, you hear... Well, first off, let's get everyone to make perception checks.
Can I? Okay, so is it like just past sunset or is it sunset? Like just barely,
It's
twilight?
before sunset. It is not dark yet.
Okay. Oh, so it's like twilight then. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Right. Wait. Perception. And I do want flinch because I know he does.
I am obviously distracted by a finger being held under my nose to see if I breathe.
Oh wow.
So
I'm distracted conversing with others.
There we go.
So,
Oh,
Andy
damn.
and Frederick and Flinch would also kind of perk his ears up and start listening. You start to hear movement on either side of your wagon as you pass between a set of hills. Low hills, but you hear movement on either side of them. A lot of movement. A lot of people moving on the other side of those hills. To either side of you. So you're making your way up through a path that has these low hills on either side of it. A very small valley, if you will. And you're beginning to hear a lot of movement on either side of those hills.
Now, does it sound like a possible predator of sorts, or does it sound
Sounds with 22 and 23, it sounds like a lot of people.
a lot of people? Can I hold an action right now?
Hey, Brevin, can you wake up E and have him go check?
If I'm allowed to, I'm more than happy to do so.
Allowed to. Yeah, I'm gonna like I'm like, Flinch, you heard that, right? You hear that, right?
Brevin, you can
And, like,
send
my
E
head-
up.
And
Okay. I
from
just
that
have to find
point,
where he still is.
Guys, there's a lot of people around us.
so I'm gonna send Flinch out as well, and just from like when he he just runs up my shoulders to my other arm and just like flies off, and from that you just see like his like kind of fade out, like he has to go invisible.
Okay. Have you guys stopped the wagon, or are you still moving?
Do you guys? I asked you guys, so there might be a lot of people here, and
We should
Probably would simply slow it down until.
let's
They're
slow it
brought
down.
back.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
it depends. Is this a defensible position, or do we
No.
see one that would be better?
No, it's
So
not.
why don't we go
surrounded by
ahead
hills.
and do this?
We're surrounded by 2 hills, and we're in a choke point basically.
Then we should keep going.
Yeah. So,
Hmm.
all right. So, what does Flinch see, Sean?
So as Flinch goes up into the air and as E accompanies him, they see groups of people on either side of the wagon. On either side of the wagon, on the other side of the hill, they are crouched low, carrying spears. They appear to be dressed in animal hides. Flinch and E would see a lot of wolf hides among these people, and they're crouched low on the sides of the hill. They are very clearly waiting for something.
Okay.
That grease ball.
All right. So,
wait.
I'm going to hold an action. And these clearly looks like an ambush, so I'm gonna hold an action of Fireball. The first thing I see these guys pop out, I'm casting Fireball immediately.
So you guys are aware of the situation. You heard what's going on, and your familiars see what's going on. So I will allow everyone to ready one action.
I was prepared to fire at the first one who does a hostile action towards us.
Yeah, because I can see through Flinch, so I know where they're located behind the hills, right?
Yeah, you would know where they are.
Yeah. So
What did you ready?
Fireball.
Ready to spell.
Fireball.
Yeah.
So if you don't see anything, you lose it.
No, it says right here, range is 150 feet, so I know where they're located at. And what do you mean I lose it if I don't see anything?
Well, what's your trigger event?
Exactly.
If they attack,
Okay.
the ambush. If we
If they
see them,
don't attract in the next 6 seconds, you lose your fireball.
Rules as written with held actions and spells specifically does say that if the trigger doesn't happen in that round, you do lose your spell. So
oh, I guess I can't hold an action then. Never mind.
holding spells is what makes it difficult. Like cantrip would be an excellent option for that. Holding leveled spells is where it becomes difficult.
All right, I guess I'll hold a fire bolt then. Okay, that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah. We do try to stick as close to rules as written as we can, and that is definitely one of the ones that's there for balance, not just for mundane reasons.
Gotcha. All right, holding a fire bolt.
Brevina asks Dr. Wyatt if he needs a crossbow of some sort if these things are starting at a distance.
So, as all this is beginning to happen, and as...
I dismount.
Okay. So, as soon as Horace dismounts, a figure comes walking out from around one of the hills, and just very, very nonchalantly, a spear slung over his shoulder, a black wolf skin, the head of the wolf draped over his head. He walks out into the middle of the road with his spear, and he stops and he says, "Very, very impressive that you all have managed to notice us. Generally consider ourselves pretty good at this, but since you all seem to have your wits about you, how about a little bit of a deal? Leave your cart, leave your horses." He looks at them, smacks his lips a little bit. "And we'll chase you when we're done eating your horses."
Compelling argument.
We only noticed you because of the smell.
He kind of looks over towards you, Dandy, and says, Yeah, you would recognize this smell, wouldn't you? From the north, from the looks of you, but I don't see which tribe you belong to. Certainly not the wolf.
Tribe.
Dandy, just for clarification, you do still wear your barbarian garb, just removed of all.
Yep. No
All
more
okay,
tiger stripes.
cool. Yep. So as this conversation is happening, figures would begin rising up from the hills and standing over. You see one woman crouching low. She seems to be carrying a staff. The spellcasters amongst you would recognize it as a spell focus. There's a couple other ones that look bigger and meaner, and they're wearing those wolf heads as well. The rest of them are just wearing furs. Only 3 of them actually wear the wolf heads, those 3 orange ones. So he says, "You're clearly outmatched, outnumbered. There's no reason for you all to die now. You could run. You might even escape."
Dandy is just going to keep mouthing off and tell him she has never been scared of a dog in her life, and she's not going to start now.
So when you call him a dog, his smile and joviality immediately fades. "Tiger, then." His mouth begins to twitch. And we're going to roll initiative.
All right.
Anyone with held actions, he would basically, when his mouth began to twitch, he would step back and ready his spear for a throw. That would be everybody's signal to let loose your held actions.
All right, cool.
We have a mob here, people. So remember, when we have mobs, they will act on 2 separate initiatives. So we will have a red group and a blue group. Or you know what? For sake of ease, we'll have a right side, left side. So go ahead and mark them all. You know, we'll just keep it red and blue. It makes it easier to mark them. So right side is red, left side is blue.
Man, my first initiative roll was better. Crap.
Sorry, everybody. It'll just take me a minute to get everybody marked.
Is the riding horse directly under Dandy Beef?
Yes.
Thank you.
You know what? Remind me after the game, and I'll set up a token for Beef specifically.
Yay!
Fucking Beef the horse.
Oh, I should cast Mage Armor, that free action.
You can still if you'd like to. Since you didn't get to do your fireball, I will say that you can have, as soon as you knew shit was cracking off, you can just have cast Mage Armor.
Oh, I'll cast Mage Armor.
Okay.
Is that reddish looking guy the one who was talking?
The one right in front, yep.
Okay.
Okay, so let me get their token actions going.
Dandy's gonna beat you like a rented mule.
Okay, here we go. And then the mobs.
If you use equipment based that raises your dexterity stat, will that also increase the AC stat as well, or is it just a number?
Yeah, dexterity raises AC, so if your dexterity goes up, your AC could also go up along with it.
Okay, I guess I know what I'm looking for then.
Okay, so as his lips begin to twitch, his face just steels and just anger falls over his face. He steps back into a spear throwing position, and Horace, you are up first.
Oh, he's in a.
Wait, are we doing held actions first?
Oh, yeah, sorry, go ahead. We'll go in initiative order. So Horace, your held action would go off if you have one.
I didn't. I dismounted.
Okay. Wyatt, if you have a held action, it'll go off.
Yes. He will cast Warding Bond on Horus.
We were saying that you can't do leveled spells as a held action here.
No leveled spells. Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, otherwise I'll cast Fireball on these motherfuckers.
He'll cast Light, just in case.
Okay, nice. That's Wyatt. Brevin?
He's gonna throw an Eldritch Blast at the talker up there.
Okay.
Does he get to throw just 1 or 2?
On the entirety of the spell. So if it says that you get 2 blasts, you get 2 blasts.
Throw 2, so okay.
It's a hit.
Okay, so 6 total damage with the first one, and number 2. What do we have? Does a 15 hit?
15. Let me double check real quick. Sorry, I made some
So
adjustments to
it's
these.
23 does.
23 certainly hits. It looks like a 15 does hit.
Nice.
6, that'd be 4 for the agonizing blast plus 9, so that'd be 13. Because I don't have a hex up there.
Okay. So 19 total. Good damage. Frederick.
Oh, Mage Armor went off.
Okay. Dandy.
I would like to rage.
Nice. Drake.
Drake's gonna be following a suit with Eldritch Flame on this one.
Okay. 23 certainly hits. Right. So, as this all happens, the man in the front stumbles back, his balance completely thrown off from these strikes that have hit him. He just looks around towards everyone, throws his spear down to the ground, throws his head back, and howls. And as he does, his hands at his side, hair begins to sprout from his limbs, from his hands, that elongate into long claws. His jaw extends into a Vulpine form. And you watch as him and 2 others transform into werewolves. Horace, you are up.
It's like, oh,
Told ya. Dogs.
I will be right back, guys. I just have to use the restroom real quick. I'll be back in 1 second.
Hey, potty break, everyone.
better than a cliffhanger. Imagine he just like, okay, guys, so my session ends. Got 3 werewolves on our asses, and then just session ended.
So Dandy might not wear the tiger stripes anymore, but he still doesn't. He's still got that attitude.
That makes sense.
And considering her tribe is all women, she definitely doesn't take shit from dudes. This music has me hyped.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking about that TikTok, Hank. I want to go to war!
Yeah, so speaking of which, so the Dandy's thing with tribe was that your mother came back pregnant with Dandy?
The way I wrote it out was that...
Are we back?
Yep, I'm back.
That sounds like...
Okay. 5, 10, 15.
Time to laugh at him in 20-something AC.
Okay, so 21.
22. Oh. Did that come up?
Yes.
Okay, Spirit Guardian. So I run in front of, I can't even see who that is.
Drake, it's me.
Drake. I run in front of Drake so that I can shield block, and I cast Spirit Guardians.
Hey, 1 second. I'm getting these werewolf forms into the initiative.
Okay.
That's a 19.
And I get to.
And the last one's an 8. Okay.
That don't. And I designate, our party, our horses, our familiars.
Awesome.
If I see, do they have horses?
They do not.
Okay, and any other superfluous thing I may see, birds, squirrels.
All right, cool.
I don't want them just.
Nice. Okay. All right.
And spellcasters, see if you can take out the one with the focus.
Right on it.
So it's Spirit Guardians, right?
Yes. That's 15. Did it not?
I'm getting your token out right now for it.
Oh.
12 by 12. Spirit Guardians is such a huge AoE.
It's a great spell.
That's just ridiculous. There you go, Horus. That just follows Horus around.
Yep.
All right. So, Horus, at the beginning of this werewolf's phase turn, it will make a... Oh, sorry, I lost it for a second there. Wisdom save against your spell save, right?
DC 14, yes.
Yep.
I'm assuming it's radiant damage. as
Yes. What does it say? 3d8? No. Oh, yeah, radiant.
He does get a 13, so he fails.
3 fails.
well. Now that one already took damage, correct?
He did. Okay.
So because he's changed, he has full HP as a werewolf.
Oh no, he would have. Oh shit, yeah, he has already taken damage. He took how much? He took.
I took 9 from me and
How much did you take from me?
From Revan.
6.
He took 6.
6 plus 13.
So 19.
19, yeah.
Plus 6, yeah, 6 plus 30, yeah.
So 19 plus 9.
Okay. So he would drop his spear as he finished transforming, and he would just charge straight at Dandy, the one who insulted him so. And then the damage from Spirit Guardians was 11. Okay.
Is it inappropriate that Dandy has a big smile on her face and she's just doing the smooching at him?
All right. Yep. He does rush up to you, Dandy, and he is just. Are you still on your horse?
Yeah.
He's going to use an action and try to yank you down. So opposed athletics check.
All right. What's opposed mean?
Just got to make an athletics check.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You got to beat a 19. So he just grabs you by your cloak and just rips you down, and pinning you down, he just roars right in your face. His breath smells terrible, like he just finished licking his ass.
She's gonna tell him that.
All right, that is his action. The next werewolf is going to come rushing in, and it is going to come at you, Horus. And wisdom saving throw as he enters your aura. He gets a 14, meet to beat. So half the damage.
Nice.
It's just the 11 straight through. We're not going to re-roll it every instance.
Okay.
Are you gonna re-roll it for every round, or?
No. So when you cast the spell, it just drops the spell's damage there. And the way I run, I've had a lot of people use Spirit Guardians, so you are concentrating on it, right, Horse? Spirit Guardians is a concentration. So why don't you go ahead and cast it from your spell sheet so we can get the concentration marker and we can get it to roll its damage, and we'll reference that from here forward as its damage output.
I just had a problem with roll 20, so it's booting up again, and I'm waiting on my token.
Okay.
Thinking.
That would be a very ideal Spirit Guardians, though. 20 damage.
See,
Okay, there it is. So 18 is the number we'll stick with.
Nice. I think that's pretty good, actually.
Didn't have you concentrate either, so we will just put that concentration marker on you so we can keep track of it that way. Okay, so Horus, it does succeed and takes 9 damage from your Spirit Guardians as it rushes towards you. And it is just gonna take a rush at you, Horus. And... Yep, this one does not drop its spear. It rushes forward and it takes a swipe at you with the spear it is still carrying. No, I read that wrong. Can't use its spear in this form, so it is just claws and a bite. Claws is only 7 to hit Horus, and the bite is an 18, both of which assume to miss your heavily armored form. Right. That is his turn.
Yes.
Wyatt.
Wyatt's gonna stand up, run on the horse's back, and leave off. Oh my god. Did he get it? Oh no, it's not getting it.
For the horse?
Yep.
Oh, we will. Wyatt, I'm going to have to say that it is going to be an action to detach the horse from the cart.
Oh, I'm running on his back and leaping off of it.
Oh,
I'm not
cool,
even
cool,
taking
cool.
the horse.
Got
Yeah.
it.
This is more for dramatic, just so that I could get towards the middle.
Nice.
And at the apex, he's gonna cast Bless on everyone except for Horus.
Okay.
Wait. Let me see if I can. Nope. Oh my. I'm gonna move the horse.
Oh, that's fine.
Bless at 3rd level, catching 5 people, which is everybody but Horus.
Okay.
As his bonus action, he will invoke his Eldritch Maw.
Nice.
That'll be his turn.
Okay. All right. That does bring us to the Shaman and... So many spells. Okay.
That's not good.
That's the problem with random encounters like this is a massive spell list, so I apologize that it'll take me a minute to run the spellcaster here.
Don't worry.
Okay, yep. First thing they're going to do is they are going to cast Hex onto Frederick, the closest to them. Level.
Give me a rundown. What's Hex do again?
So it places a curse on you that you can see within range and 90 feet, well within range. Until the spell ends, they deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage to you whenever they hit you with an attack. In addition, they are going to choose Strength as the ability that you have disadvantage on ability checks made with Strength.
Yeah, I can't afford that. Give me a little momento.
Level 3 spell for a level 1 spell. I don't know.
Yeah, but I literally can't fucking take that much damage.
Counterspell?
Yeah, never mind. Why is it doing this? Okay, yeah, just go for it. I'll take the Hex.
Okay, so nothing happens to you yet, but you have disadvantage on Strength saving throws, and you take 1 extra d6 whenever you're hit with one of her attacks.
It doesn't say saving throw. It just says.
I'm
check.
sorry, ability checks. Yes, my bad. Okay. And you guys haven't gotten a chance to see this very often, but I'm absolutely shit at running spellcasters, so whenever I make a mistake like that, please just let me know. All right.
Hey, join the club, bro.
Brevin, you're up.
Okay, first thing he's going to do is activate his form of Dread. So let's see how many temporary hit points he gets, because it's D10 plus Warlock level. Ooh, 16, so... bump that up to 55 hit points and also immune to the frightened condition.
Nice.
His fangs grow longer, skin goes paler, eyes start glowing amber as he stands up on the wagon. Recognizes the hex spell because he's used it before. And he targets the and he's going to cast... he has to do it at the max level, which is level 3 for him.
What are you casting?
We're going to cast the Shatter centered on the spellcaster,
Okay, awesome.
which should collect the guys north and south of her. Now, he is also, since he has the Grave Touched feat, this is going to be necrotic damage, and he gets to roll 1 additional damage die against.
Looks like the max you can get is the Shaman and the 2 people next to her.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's going to be that for damage if they fail their saving throw, and half if they make it, and he also gets to add an extra D8 on top of that.
Okay, so 15, DC 16. Nice, okay. 15, 17. Okay. What's the extra 8 for? Okay, never mind. That's just... Never mind. I just saw the extra 8 on there, and that's from your Agonizing Blast and Hex, but those don't apply to this, so... No worries.
So it should be... So it's 15 plus the 2 up there, because it's higher level. And then I get to add that other D8, because with the Grave Touch feature, when I switch it to necrotic damage, I can add 1 additional damage die to it.
Okay.
So 5d8 against them is not bad.
Okay, they all fail. So you see the Shaman in the middle just clutch at her head and scream almost like a howl, and the other 2 just clutch at their head and drop to the ground dead without a sound.
Brevin looks at the werewolves and goes, "The turning into oversized dogs is fun. This is what I do."
Okay, Frederick.
And that'll be his action.
Any movement, Brevin?
He's going to stay where he is at because he can kind of aim at both sides from where he's currently at.
Got it.
Is that jump rather?
Oh, that's the end of my turn.
Okay.
Oh, okay, cool. So I'm just trying to figure out how Power Surge works while this whole thing was going off.
Power Surge.
Yeah, here, I'll pop it up right now. Because this is like a store up to 6.
Restore maximum number of Power Surge equal your intelligence modifier whenever you finish a long rest. Your number of Power Surges resets to 1. Whenever you successfully end a spell with Dispel Magic or Counterspell, you gain 1 Power Surge. So that would put you at now 2 Power Surges. 1 at the end of your long rest, 1 for... Oh, you didn't Counterspell, so you only have 1 right now.
Yeah.
As you steal magic from the spell you foiled. If you end a short rest with no Power Surges, you gain 1 more Surge. Once per turn, when you deal damage to a creature or object with a Wizard spell, you can spend 1 Power Surge to deal extra force damage to that target, equal to half your Wizard level. So an extra 3 damage on any spell you cast.
I'm fairly certain those 3 in the bottom corner go straight for me, so I'm just gonna go for a big hit.
Pretty safe assumption.
Yeah.
You were Brevin.
Yeah, me and Brevin. So I'm just going to cast. For the first time using this type of thing. Fireball.
Fireball.
You can hit the Shaman with that as well. He hits all of them.
Oh, really? Perfect.
Yep.
You mind if I pop it, circle out?
Yep, I got it.
I already measured it.
Yeah, because I want to hit up to the werewolf, these little 2 grunts bending behind him, and the shaman.
Yeah, they're all in range.
Perfect. And I'll expend a Power Surge to do extra 3 damage, so I know how much the werewolf. Cool. And I'll expend.
Fireball, to whom it may concern.
Yep, okay.
And I'll expend 1 Power Surge, doing a extra 3 damage to all of them. I guess. Will that work against all of them?
Yeah.
Perfect. So as I see as I aim like the, in this case, it's like it forms where they stand, but like, can I flavor it to the point like where I'm pointing I'm pointing at with the wand, and you see like a flicker of a flame charging straight, but it's staying in one spot and it fires off into a massive explosion.
Nice.
I'm like, thank you.
Okay. We have a lot of failures and one success. So as the fireball goes off.
Nice, spellcaster's down.
Yeah, spellcaster's down.
That'll be 26 in total, right? Plus the 3 damage force.
Yep.
So imagine the werewolf survived that one, right? Or,
He most certainly did.
So that'll
Werewolf's
be...
probably the one that succeeded.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So you took the extra force damage, right?
He did.
All right, cool. I guess at that point I will use my horse movement speed to get within range of the aura.
Okay.
So, oh wait, no, I don't want that one. There we go.
Are you still riding the horse?
Yeah, I'm still on the horse.
Never stated dismount.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Can I move? Wait, where can I? Is this considerably just get up to a dandy? Right? Or is that considered within the range? Or...
I mean, you are within the range of the aura.
Okay, so like they have to enter the aura itself to get the effects, right?
Correct. Creatures have to enter the aura to get the effect of it.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna change. It can still go change the movement.
Yeah. You still got plenty of movement left.
All right, so I'm just gonna move right about on this side because practically this whole thing is dead on the right hand side.
Okay. All right. Cool.
That'll be the turn.
All right. That is going to bring us to the blue barbarians, and they are just gonna bum rush.
Yeah. They just saw terrible things happen.
Right. And
Explosion.
I don't think any of them can get within range, but 2 of them have to make saves against Horus's aura. 3, yep.
This right here.
3. DC 14
For 18, right?
for 18.
Spirit God uses such a great spell.
Oh, I'm sorry. The guys moving in, they lose half their movement.
Right,
Oh,
they
that's
do.
right, that's right.
Right.
Oh,
Oh,
dude, Spirit Guardian.
It's like it's an amazing spell.
Wow.
Okay, so those 2 made it just as far as they could. That one drops back 2 steps, but all 3 of them die for entering.
Okay.
So they just come charging in, whooping and howling in animalistic ways, like ah! And they just rush in. And as soon as they hit the barrier, they just get surrounded by these. Well, Horus, what does your spirit guardians look like?
What do they look like? They look like smiths. They have anvils and hammers, and they're flying around pounding things on the hammers.
Hell yeah!
On the anvils.
So as soon as these 3 rush in, 3 of these Smith Guardians drop directly in front of them, as if they just dropped out of the sky in front of them, and they just one clean hammer blow directly to the head on each one of them drops them like sacks of flour. And that is their turn. Wow. They're regretting all of their life decisions up to this point right now. Dandy, you're up. You are grappled. So your movement is 0. You can make attacks as normal, though. I'll go ahead and show you the grappled condition real quick.
Dandy, after she tells him that he smells like he's a little rimmed himself, is going to, since he roared in her face, she's going to roar right back and swing her great axe up at his face.
13 hits.
Sweet.
Is your silver great axe perfect?
Yes. Oh, my rage wasn't on. I'm sorry.
You're good? So an extra 2?
Yeah, I'll put it on. Sorry.
No, it was on. You said you raged.
It just, the
but
macro just wasn't on?
Then.
Oh.
So it's 9, and then she's going to tell him that Just because she doesn't wear stripes doesn't mean that she changed them. Swing again.
22 certainly hits. He is looking very badly wounded.
So you're gonna tell him this is your opportunity to get the hell out of here.
He just snaps at you.
Okay. Bonus action,
Yeah.
Radiant Soul.
Okay.
So I know she can't move, but she just lit up like a Christmas tree.
Hell yeah. Wings came out.
Yes.
Nice. He lets go and takes a step back. His eyes get wide. He's obviously afeared.
As God intended.
No longer grappled. Okay. Drake, you're up.
Alright, horse is gonna take disengage. I'm gonna move to
Hold
right
on.
here.
Did he do something? Drake? The
werewolf?
Yeah, did he have an action?
No, he didn't get his turn yet.
Oh, okay. I
All he did was let go of
okay.
Dandy.
Alright, I'm going to cast a spell.
Tracks.
We're gonna go with our lovely Hex here. We're gonna throw that onto deal with that one. We're gonna throw it onto this one here.
Okay.
And we're gonna hit it with some Eldritch Flame.
Yeah, speaking of Hex, does it get dispelled after killing the caster, or is it still on me?
Oh, it's gone.
We'll say it has disadvantage on what would it be? Charisma checks, we'll say.
Charisma, okay. Those both hit.
Alright.
So 15 and 16. Nice. Good damage.
Plus an extra 4 for Hex.
Oh, you don't want to just use that nice little 6 you rolled on your Hex roll?
That was just for the spell slot thing.
Right, would you...
Use it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, generally speaking, if you roll for that, and if you cast it and you get the roll result, we'll just use that across the board. But if you guys want to re-roll your damage every time you can, it just seems a little bit monotonous to track for, like, instances like Horus' Spirit Guardians and your Hex and things like that.
So you're saying I can just keep the Hex roll for all future rolls on this specific wolf?
Or we put on your... Hex actually has a damage modifier macro that we can turn on for you.
Yes,
so we'll just use that. Yeah.
That's why I rolled the 2d6.
Right. Where is that? So... Drake, I'm going to mess with your sheet for just a second. Turn on that global damage modifier for your Hex. Because I'm sure that's something that you're going to be using quite often.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. There we go. Slew damage. Global damage modifier field is on. We're going to give you Hex. 1d6. Critical damage is also just an added one. There's no critical damage for Hex, so...
Is there not?
It's just not a... It's just the same as what it is. And then type is necrotic, right?
Yep. Because like if you crit, you'd still double the Hex damage.
Right, it would just double the Hex damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Now whenever you have something Hex, just click that little box.
Alright, cool.
But we will take that...
So,
we can take the 6.
so that's... Alright, so 19 plus 6 times 2 would be another 12, so that's 10, 22, 31.
Nice.
And that'll be turn for me. I'm gonna stay in the Guardians.
Brings us to this one lone tribal warrior up here who just watched everybody on his hill get slaughtered and is promptly going to throw his spear to the ground and run away.
That is the smartest move he did the entire night.
That does bring us to the next werewolf, though, who right here is not going to run away. He is going to charge Brevin.
Mm-hmm.
audacity.
The audacity. Oh, nice. Okay, he does get the extra movement there. So, Brevin.
Fight him back, Brevin.
He does rush you and leap up towards the wagon, and he is going to make a claws attack against you with a 16 to hit.
Go hit.
6 slashing, and then here comes the bite. The bite is a 21 to hit, Brevin. You take 7 piercing, and as it bites down onto your forearm and begins shaking its head around, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Can you be a vampire and a
And a
werewolf?
werewolf? Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Certainly be a Dampier and a werewolf.
That sounds awesome.
Brevin,
Double movements.
we'll talk about this a little bit more between sessions, but you have a certain amount of time before you are infected with lycanthropy.
Okay.
I don't know if
Yo, is
bless
this
is a thing. Like if it'll
This
help.
is the
But
third
you are blessed.
time, Hank.
Bless could certainly help. It's a D4, right?
Yes.
Bless could get you there. Go and roll that D4.
Sure. Well, yeah, I was fixing to ask that.
Bless could certainly get you. Hey, you are not. You are safe. You are good.
Okay.
Just like so nonchalant.
Sean, this will be the third time one of his characters has gotten freaking bitten by a werewolf.
It happens.
Okay, quick
One of
question.
them was a paladin. Somehow, despite the various auras and stuff, he rolled a freaking 2 on his saving throw.
All right, we're up to Flinch.
Okay, so Flinch is gonna go straight for this werewolf right here. Who is he in the turn order? Is he 21 or 19?
Which one?
This one right here.
The one next to
Well,
the one next to Horus is the high one.
Okay, so yeah, Flinch is gonna fly. Flinch is gonna fly straight at him and give the next person that attacks him the help action.
Okay.
So they have advantage on that.
Got it.
So you see like him try to claw at Horus, and you just see Flinch just get behind the back of his head and start like scratching his ears and stuff.
Nice. All right, Horus, you're up.
Swing his tail at him.
Let's see.
So you have advantage, Horus.
Yeah, but it's my job not to get hit.
Right, Horus hit something. Oh,
I'm just gonna make sure that I can keep my concentration up by taking a dodge action.
nice.
And I will taunt the little wolf. Little wolf, little wolf.
Yeah, he is definitely very focused on you, Horus. He does not have the intellectual capacity to realize that he is barking up the wrong tree.
I am just deflecting you and letting radiant damage smoke down on you. I am fine where I am.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, that brings us to the werewolf that is squaring off with Dandy, and so let's just go ahead and do this just for the sake of doing it. His wisdom save is a 14, so I do believe that succeeds, right?
Succeeds what?
Horus's radiant.
Yes. So 9.
All right. So, Dandy, as he kind of backs away from you, and you see him kind of just like snarl at you, he was obviously afraid for a brief moment, but he's steeling himself. But just as he goes to leap back at you, you see several radiant smiths, several radiant smiths just bring down hammers onto either side of him and just crack him down to his knees. One of them steps up to him and brings their hammer around in a full circle arc that cracks him square across the face, and he is down.
The boy didn't pay up.
You should have run.
That brings us to the next werewolf, who is on Horus, and it is most certainly going to try to keep attacking Horus. Because he does not know what is best for him. Oh, Horus, he crits you. It
was dodging. Did he double crit me?
Thank you. No, he did not. The 14 does miss you. The second attack coming in for the claws is a miss.
And he takes his 18. He makes his save or takes 18
Let's go ahead and find out.
before he even swings.
He fails his save and takes the 18.
He got Horus's gang over here cracking
Right.
Horus is like unkillable now.
The shaman's dead. Wyatt, you're up. Oh, Wyatt, you're a cleric, aren't you? Are we gonna have a double spirit guardians going on in here at some point?
Nah,
Okay.
that's not really Wyatt's thing. Wyatt sees that Horace has his one in hand, so he's gonna take off. He's gonna be like, "I'm coming, Bones. Hold on." And he's just gonna spear tackle this one and headbutt him in the face.
Nice.
So here's the death strike.
Oh, that hits.
25.
That hits.
2 force, 10 bludgeoning, 18 necrotic, and as a bonus action, he will
fuck?
attempt to
Dude, when we were playing the Ravenloft game, I said that so many times. Like, I thought like this class is insane.
What in the world just happened?
and it's 19 to grapple him.
Okay, he's dead. You can grapple his corpse if you would like to. Wyatt, for Drake, who was still in disbelief, why don't you break down how that all happens in your class, in your cleric monk multi-class?
So he's a soldier, and so he can he started with Tavern Brawler, which gives him a D4 to punches. He has a 20 strength, so that's 5. He also has his Eldritch Maul tattoo, which gives him +1 to
Nice.
unempowered hits, and that's why he invokes it as a bonus action, which gives him an extra D-force. That's where the force comes from. And then he has a curse, which he really does have a curse called Death Touch, which when he does unarmed strikes, he can do a D10 of necrotic damage.
Wow.
So, and it goes up with
Batman.
it goes up with
lower
cantrips.
levels. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I mean
amazing.
the kickback is the Withering Touch, which that's why he grapples as a bonus action, because he can do an additional D10 as long as he's holding on to things or if he's being held.
So Wyatt is a full-on physical brawler that just does a shit ton of necrotic damage.
He is a cleric pugilist.
Jesus.
Damn.
Yeah.
So that's why when they were saying like, oh yeah, he hits like a freight train, which to be fair, like I rolled really well. I rolled.
Yeah, that was also a very good roll.
Yeah, those are like super high rolls. Like
Despite
normally
that,
it's
damn.
around the 20. So yeah, he is on top of a dead werewolf beating it with his head.
It's like what? In front of the vampire.
That is Wyatt's turn.
Brevin?
That changes up what I'm going to do just a little
Yeah, I
bit. Bet. Let's target this low one nearest to the wagon here. And we're going to start off with one shot. I'm assuming.
You guys are fucking wrecking these guys.
Jesus.
Is that enough to kill him?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay. If that's enough to kill him minus the X, I will use my second one on this one up here. The one up here.
Which one? Oh my god! What the fuck?
Jesus. What the fuck?
no.
So that'd be.
Wow.
So that'd be the.
Is
with
there an
agonizing
invisible
blast.
guy?
Now, which one are you shooting at? This one here?
Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Is he still up or is he
Nope.
dead? Oh. He's. Okay. Well, I guess it is my turn.
Yeah, just
the next one, like, just calmly preparing.
Frederick.
A little too.
What?
Alright,
Sorry, one second. What's E up to through all this, Brevin?
E lifted his head. You see the little tarp on the wagon lift a little bit and his head poke out. But then he decides that the party is obviously handling his light work and returns back to the boat.
If we ever get art commissioned for this group, E is just going to be like the obvious leader of the group.
He's clearly going to be the smuggest looking bat we've ever seen.
All right, go ahead, Frederick.
Okay. I'm just gonna like straight up just cast magic missile on the werewolf on Horus.
Okay. So it's 3 darts, right?
Yeah, 3 darts.
6 undefendable damage, and okay.
Yeah. Okay. Guess that'll be the turn.
Okay. Brings us to these tribal warriors over here. And this man is also going to turn and run the fuck away. He wants none of this.
Say, you mean tribal warriors? You mean tribal warrior?
Tribal warrior, yes, the last one. He is,
Holy fuck.
yeah. Yeah, they book. They run.
And I look at the werewolf.
For sake of if anyone wants to try and catch them or kill them before they can escape, one of them is 15 feet off the map. The other is 30 feet off the map.
Do you want to catch him, Dandy?
No, I want to help Horace murk this dude.
Okay.
Would Danny want all of them killed though? That's the question.
That's what I'm asking. Like, do you want one of them to be captured?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let him go. Let him go.
Let 'em go. All right.
Oh, okay.
If they chose to save their own lives and run, then good for them. They're smarter than the rest of these idiots.
Right.
What happened to the spellcaster? I had lost track of where that was.
Oh, I
They
incinerated.
died. They got destroyed.
Yeah, they got
Fireball.
wrecked. A shatter followed by a fireball.
Shatterball.
She got a shatter spell on top of her, then a fireball on top of her.
Yeah, she got wrecked.
Yeah.
Man, this was no small raiding party here. This is why CR is bullshit, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like, dude, legit. I was worried when I saw all these enemies. I'm like, oh wow, that's a lot.
Right, if we went by simple CR calculations, this would have been like a super deadly encounter. Why would you ever dare throw this at your PCs? You're gonna murder them all. And look at this.
We have a horse.
Yeah.
The simple reason for that is AoE spells and units that don't have a lot of HP, like these guys.
Right.
If they had more HP and could survive an AoE spell, they'd be a lot more deadly. But the fact that we can kill them with one AoE spell just makes it really easy.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact we have a horse.
So Dandy's going to fly over and land on this rock so that her and Horace are flanking this sucker.
Okay.
And she is going to swing her axe at it.
Okay. 18 definitely hits.
Do I get the plus? For the
There
radiant
wouldn't be flanking on that, Dandy, because well, technically you can let's say you get underneath E, so move down one square and then you'll have flanking with Horus. I mean underneath flinch. Sorry.
I guess so.
Do I still get the +6 for the radiant damage?
Yep.
Sweet. So then 21 damage.
21.
And
Right,
then she's
he
gonna
is.
swing it again.
Oh, nice. Oh, Dandy, how do you take him out?
Wow, didn't have a chance.
He turns to like roar at her, and her axe catches him in the jaw, so she just takes off the entire top half of his head.
Oh,
And
nice.
slides off.
So not only does
Sorry,
the
Horace.
top half of his head come off, but you sever his wolf hide head as well. So double wolf heads just go rolling off.
Wait, you telling me a werewolf is wearing a wolf head?
A werewolf is wearing a wolf head, yes.
It's like a wolfception.
Damn, this combat lasted only 12 seconds.
Yeah, you guys destroyed these guys.
So,
I
Dandy,
didn't even have a second turn. That's insane.
Dandy, are you still sparking, by the way?
Oh yes.
Oh, okay, never mind. I was just like, Flynn just lands like, calmly on your shoulders, like, what the hell just
Oh no,
happened?
she's safe to him. It's just radiant.
Oh, okay. So like Flynn just like flaps down, just lands on your shoulder, and just looks at what the hell you just did to that. Flynn just like looks at you with a little bit of worry, like he kind of like wheels back a little bit.
Damn,
There
we
is
had some
so
crazy rolls.
Yeah, that was great.
Coming out of Dandy.
So
Just
those
leave
two wolf tribesmen that got away were certainly going to have some tales to tell about how you just completely decimated a warband.
Dandy would like to go back to the wolf that started it all and pull out his fangs. So she
Oh,
can whip
damn. Hell yeah. That is very barbarian-esque. I like it.
Would it revert back to a person?
Uh,
Or is that
Come on.
not
Even
D&D
if
thing?
it's a person, she
Takes his incisors. Nice. Oh, God.
Takes canines.
All you see is Drake like holding up his hand like he's about to cast like some like super powerful spell and just be like, oh, they're already all dead.
Oh, all right. Well, okay.
I wasn't even able to cast my signature lightning bolt.
God, wow. Yeah, according to the CR calculator, this should have been a deadly encounter. Did that feel deadly to you guys? Did that feel deadly?
So,
Okay.
if all of these guys that simply ran at us had ranged weapons, I would say it is a deadly counter because then we actually have to like deal with the
Right.
fact that they're ranged. But the fact that they were melee and have forced to run at us,
Right. Yeah, they had their
the Spear
spears,
Guardian,
so they could have hucked spears at you, but then they wouldn't have their fucking spears anymore.
exactly.
Like-
and
They gotta run into a meat
fact
shredder.
the fact that they were melee and were forced to run into something like Spirit Guardians and like I had to actually like spend a whole turn just to get close to us, gave us like a turn to just like wail on them with like massive spells, and it just made like the combat really easy because of that.
Right.
We did throw our 3rd level spells, which because we're out in the open, we figure, oh, we're not going to need them again.
Right. Okay.
That
So
being, that being said, I still have all my level 3 spell slots. Like we didn't even spend a whole lot of.
yeah, there wasn't even a whole lot of resource sources spent there.
Like
Okay.
honestly, after the fireball, when the shaman went down, I was like immediately like, okay, this is going to be a bit more easier now.
So you guys managed to get pretty far that day. I'll put you on the world map in just a moment here, but
All I'm gonna say is why is fucking terrifying.
Did these guys have any loot?
Dandy is further known to as Wings from Wyatt, and Brevin is now Bones.
nice. Oh right, Wyatt and his nicknames. That's awesome. Forgot about those. Okay, so I'm gonna drop you guys back on here. You guys did manage to get most of the distance traveled. You got your 24 miles in the day, and it is late afternoon at this point. And we will go ahead and recommence with this next time we come back. We're gonna go ahead and call it a session here, everybody. And when we come back, you can continue your journey eastward.